Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. Tonight, we present the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series with 6 divisions of racing action, beginning with a rained-out makeup feature for our newly added Super Compact division. Joining us here on the front straight for opening ceremonies tonight, we have Scout Pack 288 from Baldwin Whitehall, who will give the command to fire engines for tonight's first feature event. And joining us for our invocation, Erica Quarrick, and to sing the national anthem, Donna Peffer. At this time, we ask that each and every one of you please rise up from your seats, and gentlemen, remove your caps. If you are moving around the Speedway grounds, please pause with us momentarily for our opening ceremonies. And for our invocation, Erica.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for providing us this opportunity to gather with friends and family and blessing us with such talented drivers, pit crew, and staff. We ask that you keep them, as well as the fans who attended, safe tonight and as they make their way back home. And also let us remember the servicemen and women who are in harm's way and keep them safe. Thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please remain standing for our national anthem sung by Donna Peffer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you to Erica and Donna. And now we turn the microphone to Pack 288 from Baldwin Whitehall for the most famous words in all of racing. Guys?
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And now, race fans, are you ready to go NASCAR racing? Flyers competitors. As the green flag is out, the first Super Compacts feature event in Motordrome Speedway history is now underway. 15 laps will be the distance, and Deidre Petrie from Greensburg is the early race leader in car 0, 37 of Brandon Bittner getting up very close to the wall. Zero of Deidre Petrie, the early race leader over the 27 of Steve Long. Long from Rockwood, Pennsylvania, Petrie from Greensburg, and the 83 of Matt Sever from West Newton, Pennsylvania, the heat race winner. When we started this event 2 weeks ago, before Mother Nature rained out the feature, looking like it's going to be a 3-car battle as Petrie drifts up the racetrack, and it will be the 27 of Steve Long taking over the lead. These cars compete weekly at the Jennerstown Speedway. We can tell you that Steve Long of Rockwood has 2 wins this season. Deidre Petrie has 1 win this season. And West Newton's Matt Sever with the first Super Compact heat race win in Motordrome history, about to take 2nd position. 23 of Eugene Zerfoss, The 2007 Jennerstown track champion is fourth, and then Ed Deneen of our own American Flyers competition inside of the top five. Again, 15 laps, the distance of this super compact feature event, first in history at Motordrome. '37 of Brandon Bittner drifting up high on the speedway, losing a couple of positions as we are 1/3 of the way through this event. We had a cell phone lost in the grandstand area. If you are missing a cell phone and you can describe it, head down to see the Flagman Gate Security, as once again we have had a cell phone lost in the grandstand area. If you are missing your cell phone, stop down to the security officer at the flag stand, identify your cell phone. '27 of Steve Long, 2 times a winner this season at Jennerstown, from Rockwood, Pennsylvania, in that Dodge Neon number 27. He's got the Chevy Cavalier number 83 of Matt Sever closing in quick, and now early race leader Deidre Petrie in the 0, losing another position to the 23 of Eugene Zerfoss. Zerfoss in that Ford Probe taking 3rd position away from Greensburg's Deidre Petrie. Petrie, a feature winner at Jennerstown this season. And Zerfoss in 3rd spot, the defending Jennerstown track champion. He's got more than a half straightaway between himself and the 2-car battle up front in this history-making first ever super compact feature at Motordrome Speedway. Steve Long leading Matt Sever. Sever won the heat race 2 weeks ago. And it's Dodge versus Chevrolet at the front of this field as Sever drops a wheel off the pavement in turn 4. Only 4 laps to go as they reach the scoring line this time. 27 Steve Long and 83 Matt Sever looking to be the 2 drivers who will settle this one. Again, this 15-lap feature was rained out from 2 weeks ago. These guys will come back with another heat race and the regularly scheduled feature. Nearly contact in turns 1 and 2 in the battle for the lead. These 4-cylinder manual transmission cars compete on street tires, and Matt Sever, going for the lead, has had a couple of those street tires off in the grass while fighting for this win. And officially, by less than a car length, he will take the lead on lap 13 of 15. Sever, by inches, now scored officially as the leader as they reach the scoring line with 2 to go. His Cavalier now out in front of the 27 of Long. The Martinelli's Auto Chevrolet Cavalier of Matt Sever sees the white flag indicating final lap. Final time around in the first ever super compact feature event in Motordrome Speedway history. And the checkered flag is out. The winner will be Matt Sever from West Newton. Coming home in 2nd, it's Steve Long. 3rd, it's Eugene Zerfoss. 4th, Deidre Petrie. And 5th, Ed Deneen. Well, Matt, congratulations on a historic win. First of all, how old are you?
16 right now. Turned 17 at the end of the month here, but right now I'm just 16.
So you've been racing at the Jennerstown Speedway. Tell us what you think about this Motordrome track, even closer to your hometown.
I'll tell you what, I like it right now. We had a good race today, and I like the track. I'd like to thank Stan and everyone for inviting us down here, and hope to be back here soon.
There he is, coming back out later, race fans, for another heat and feature event. The first winner of a super compact race at Motordrome, Matt Sever. The sponsor's very familiar to Motordrome fans.
Oh yeah, I'd like to thank EESI, everyone up in the stands. I know you're watching. Lux Brothers, I know they're over in turn 3 and 4, and Mr. Martinelli over on the backstretch, I owe a big thanks to him because he's got us, he's definitely helped us a big part where we are right now. So thanks to everyone, and hopefully we can bring it back later.
And there he is, a teenager that knows how to do a victory lane interview. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Sever. It's banner night. We'll be asking you to head down in front of the main grandstand later tonight so we can judge the winners as the green flag waves 8 laps for the Subway Street Stocks. Side by side for the lead, veterans John Greenewald in 12 and Jason Holder in 74, looking to go 3 wide with Chris Bailey Jr. battling for 3rd. Contact as Bailey in the 38 car gets into the 12 of Greenewald. We were nearly 3 wide. Holder in car 74, the only of the championship contenders in this 3-car battle. As the season championship points races head into our final weeks of the season, Holder back to 3rd. New leader is Greenewald in car 12. Battle for 4th, Teddy Gabala in the Tom Clark Chevrolet 3 and the 34 of Aaron Minjock. Minjock, one of the dominant winners last year in Charger action, holding off young Gabala as the lead challenge finds super late model driver Chris Bailey driving the race Symboli car, challenging Greenewald for the lead. Greenewald of Elizabeth, Pennsylvania in car 12, a former late model driver himself, retired from the sport for several years, then returned to Subway Street Stock action, holding off Chris Bailey Jr., who competes every Saturday in late models at Lake Erie Speedway. Greenewald and Bailey fighting for the top spot. 3 laps remaining at the scoring line, and it's going to be Bailey by just inches at the scoring line. Taking over the top spot officially, Chris Bailey Jr. of South Park, Pennsylvania by inches at the line. They're still door to door. Side by side for a full half mile around the Motordrome Speedway. And Bailey Jr. sees the signal of 2 laps to go with now an interval of about a car length and a half between himself and Greenewald. Holder in 3rd, Gabala in 4th. The Rapid Ray Symboli car number 38 scored as number 8 when Chris Bailey climbs behind the wheel, taking the white flag. Car and driver have never taken a checkered flag in Subway Street Stock competition, and on the final lap, with a little bit of smoke coming out the tail, Chris Bailey Jr. could be headed for a first Subway Street Stock heat win. And out of turn number 4, the Ray Symboli entry steered by Chris Bailey Jr. takes the win over John Greenewald, Jason Holder, Teddy Gabala, and Aaron Minjock. One is Sean Phillips, the points leader from Jefferson. And the 85 is Dan Bellavance. At the rear of the field as the green flag waves, 8 more laps for the Subway Street Stocks. Tony Manganello in car 50 out in front, 3 wide back there with Stokes, Heilman, and Shipley moving back in the field, and Stokes in the 95 car. Just moving up last week from the Charger division, challenging Heilman for 3rd. 2nd spot, it's the 69 of Joe Nicola, and out in front, it's the hottest driver in the area, Tony Manganello in the AK Chassis 50. Manganello has won 2 straight features here at Motordrome, and last Saturday started 9th at Jennerstown to win the feature. He's got 3 straight feature wins, and he's out in front for another heat race victory right now as Jonathan Heilman in 15 pulls along the side of 69 Joe Nicola to fight for 2nd. Then Sean Phillips in 31. Phillips has 3 recent victories as well, and taking the points lead in the late segment of the season is the 31 of Phillips as he quickly dives below Nicola for 3rd. Working lap 3 of 8 and a challenge for the lead. Jonathan Heilman in car 15 pulls to the inside of Manganello's 50. Door to door into turn number 3. Three-time winner Heilman takes the lead from two-time winner Manganello at the halfway point of this event. Heilman and Manganello with a lot in common in 2008. Both won their first career Subway Street Stock features this season. Both followed it up with consecutive wins thereafter. And now Sean Phillips in car 31, looking to the inside of Manganello, nearly makes contact in turn 4. Points leader riding third on the racetrack, driver third in points leading the event. Stokes and Shipley pull off the racing surface with 3 to go, and the battle for second is Sean Phillips inside Tony Manganello. Heilman running away with this one. Later tonight, fans, will play the Subway Street Stock Challenge, giving each and every one of you a chance to win a free 6-inch meatball sub, courtesy of participating Subway restaurants. We'll draw one driver's name at random, and if he wins tonight's 20-lap feature, your ticket stub is good for a free 6-inch meatball sub. Final time around, Heilman with a big lead. Phillips charging up into second spot. Battle for third, it's Nicola and Manganello. And the driver who led the point standings for much of 2008 on the strength of his first 3 career victories. Jonathan Heilman takes the heat race checkered flag over Sean Phillips, Joe Nicola, and Tony Manganello. 6 is Tom Frank from Concord, Ohio. 66, Mike Opolinski. Green flag is out, 8 laps the distance. Modifieds are underway. And look at this 3 wide as Huffman doesn't come up to speed. The 01 of Ofer, the 5 of Nicola, the 6 of Frank, and the whole field taking positions away from Jefferson Hill's Rick Huffman. Huffman who's having a career season, and now Opolinski spins on the front straight out of turn 4. Sophomore driver in car 66, bringing out the caution flag, Mike Opolinski. He's third as the green flag waves. 7 laps remaining in this modified heat race. Rick Huffman in the 9 car still having difficulty as he's having a career season this year with several top 5 finishes and a 3rd place finish. Something is not right on the 9 car as he drops back. Your leader in car 04, Bobby Shipp, the older of 2 racing brothers in the same division. Shipp back in 2004 won the Charger Division Championship and has a half straightaway lead over the 01 of Harry Ofer from Bell Vernon. Ofer, the driver in 2nd position on the Speedway, has been racing here at Motordrome since the surface was dirt. He competed in the old Dune Buggies division back in the early 1980s, then took some time off before returning to pavement modified racing. Midpoint of the event now, 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. Riding in 3rd spot in car number 6, many-time go-kart champion Tom Frank from the Cleveland suburbs. He won the opening night feature event here this season for his first career win. In 4th spot, driving car 5 from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 2-time modified track champion, Jim Nicola, and he is closing in quickly on Tom Frank. White flag signals final lap to Bobby Shipp in the 04. Best battle on the Speedway is for 3rd. Nicola a couple car lengths off the back bumper of Tom Frank. And the driver in turn number 4, who's been so close so many times to a win this season, yet to get a feature victory, Bobby Shipp takes another heat race checkered flag over Harry Ofer, Tom Frank, Jim Nicola, and Rick Huffman. 40, Brian Shipp. 18, Bill Rebar. 58, Lonnie Hoffman, and 57, Jim Nicola Jr. as the green flag waves. Another 8-lap preliminary heat race for the modifieds. And taking the lead from pole starter Chris Brink, it's Adam Kostelnik, the 4-time and defending track champion. Brink falling all the way back to third, and he makes contact with the 40 of Brian Shipp. They spin, and a great job of avoidance by Provanich and Hoffman as the caution flag will wave. Unofficial until a different car reaches the scoring line. And there's the green flag for 8 laps of modified heat racing. Adam Kostelnik in car 60 and George Nicola in 97, getting a 4 or 5 car length advantage over the hometown hero, Lonnie Hoffman, in the Al Civic Aero Automotive 58. And we got a spin. Bill Rebar goes around. Rebar, the rookie in car 18, pulls away from the scene of the incident, and the green flag stays out. Rebar heads pit side while Kostelnik, Nicola, and Hoffman lead the field. The 40 of Brian Shipp recovering nicely from that spin, closing in on Hoffman. In third position, Lonnie Hoffman in car 58 is closing in on the 97 of George Nicola. Nicola many times a winner in this division. Hoffman seeking a career first as the crossed flags signal halfway, 4 laps down, 4 to go. Second place driver George Nicola experiencing a loose handling condition as the back end of that car sweeping out in each corner, allowing Hoffman to close in gradually. Hoffman has been a heat race winner this season in car 58. Slight rule change tonight in the street stocks and modifieds regarding the restrictor plates on open motors. Plates have been pulled off, so slight rule change difference tonight in the street stocks and the modifieds. White flag will signal final lap to Adam Kostelnik, the current division points leader. And we have a battle for second headed into turn 1. Hoffman and Nicola on the final circuit, just inches apart. Lapped car of Jim Nicola Jr., not slowing the progress of leader Adam Kostelnik, who takes another checkered flag over George Nicola, Lonnie Hoffman, Brian Shipp, and Chris Brink. As we get set to go 10 laps for the NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models. Teammates Henry and Wiltrout lead them to the green. The 4 front starters have all won here at Motordrome Speedway. Mitchell has not won in 2008, however. And the similarly painted Mark Poole 96 has been to victory lane twice. Early leader is Bobby Henry, the defending champion. Henry, whose car looked very loose out of turn number 1 that time, finished second last week in the Pizza Hut 100. And he is out in front of Tommy Beck, beginning to work lap 2 of 10. Side by side for third, West Virginia's Richard Mitchell in car 22, taking the spot away from last week's winner, Wiltrout. Up to third is now Wiltrout, sandwiched between the Howard Concrete pumping teammates of Mitchell and Poole. In second position, Tommy Beck in car 60, and the 11 of Bobby Henry, with a big lead now, working lap 3 of 10. Henry this season, 2 times a winner. Beck in second spot with 1 win this season. Beck, the former Jennerstown Speedway track champion, and Mitchell, a 3-time champion here at Motordrome. It seems that Mitchell might be closing very slowly on Beck, and that time he closes quickly in turn 3. midpoint of this heat race. Up front, the Palagrudo Motorsports, Stone and Company, Megan Ford, number 11 of Bobby Henry. In second spot, the Stans Transmissions, Monarch Oil Chevrolet of Tommy Beck. And he is feeling the pressure of the Howard Concrete Pumping, Martinelli's Auto, Tom Clark Chevrolet 22 of Richard Mitchell. Gary Wiltrout third, Mark Poole fourth. Henry first on the racetrack is also the current division points leader. Tommy Beck second on the speedway is third in the championship points chase, and now he's got Richard Mitchell dead even with him down the back straight side by side. Mitchell on the inside, Beck on the outside. And with 2 laps to go, Mitchell secures the runner-up position. It's now Henry, Mitchell, Beck. Then the Palagrudo Motorsports 95 of former champion Gary Wiltrout from Somerset in fourth. And Mark Poole from 84 Pennsylvania is fifth as the white flag signals final lap. Last week, the defending champion rode home second to his teammate in a crown jewel event, and now takes the checkered flag in a heat race tonight. Bobby Henry gets the win over Richard Mitchell, Tommy Beck, Gary Wiltrout, and Mark Poole. Back in the one, Bo Glemba in 78, lead him to the green, and we're up to full speed. Door to door like a parade lap all the way through turns 1 and 2 and down the back straight. On the hammer and stacked up too wide, Black on the inside, Glemba on the outside, and on the front chute, Glemba takes the lead by half a car length. 3 wide as Steve Black is off the pace. A great job of driving as Neil Brown and Mark Catone both avoid contact, something amiss in Black's Toyota number 1. Working lap 2 of 10, Bo Glemba, the leader from Charleroi. He has a heat race win already this season. In second spot, Neil Brown, the only 4-time feature winner. In third spot, Mark Catone in car 31, the 2-time track champion. Then the 15 of Allen Bank, Pennsylvania's Todd Price. Then the 44 of Gregory Kelly, who got a top 5 finish in last week's 100-lapper. Battle for the lead, veteran Neil Brown in car 98. And sophomore late model driver Bo Glemba, door to door on the back chute. Brown inches ahead and will take the lead at the halfway point. New leader is the driver of the Richter Motorsports, Hunter's Peterbilt Davies Ford number 98, Neil Brown from Acme. In second, the Glemba Asphalt. Hemp Hill Racing 78 of Bo Glemba. And Glemba is quickly feeling the pressure of Mark Catone's Al's Construction sponsored Ford number 31. Catone, the track champion at Motordrome in 1995 and 2001. In third position, waiting to strike on the 78 of Glemba. Behind that battle, it's Gregory Kelly in the D&K Sales and Service Froggy 44, challenging to the inside of the Frankie Day Oldies Show D&D Office plus 15 of Todd Price. 4 cars all racing under the same blanket for positions here with 2 laps to go. Glemba on the inside, holding his lane. Catone looking to make an outside pass for second, while Kelly and Price are door to door. Both of those drivers, graduates of the truck division, as the white flag waves. Brown with a big lead now, waiting to see who will cinch up the runner-up spot. Catone with a good run on the outside that time. Out of turn 4, checkered flag will wave for Acme, Pennsylvania's Neil Brown, and grabbing second by inches on the final lap, it's Mark Catone. Denny Keller, who was second last week, to A.J. Poljak as the green flag waves. We were 3 wide as Keller and Gardner nearly get stuck together. The result is contact with the Poljak 2, but the green flag stays out. Tracy Keller, the early leader. Spin out of turn 4. Chris Spadasine right back up in front of traffic. What a great job of avoidance by the 2 of A.J. Poljak. Spadasine in car 43. Just graduated up to the Charger division from American Flyers division racing. And there you see the difference between front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, as all of his previous experience, except for a couple of starts this season, have been in front-wheel drive cars. Spadasine pulls away from the scene of his own spin. Green flag back out. Trying to get a name for you on the 10 car. That is a dirt track machine, making its first pavement start as well as its driver. Tracy Keller, the leader, A.J. Poljak into second spot, as they are numerically correct. Cars 1 and 2 at the front of the field. Battle for third is Keller and the 7 of Gardner. Tracy Keller in car 1 shockingly does not have a victory yet in 2008. And Poljak looking to take a first checkered flag on pavement in that Malibu number 2. He's wedged right in between the Keller cousins as we have 4 laps to go. Poljak making a challenge for the lead. Down the back straight, Chevrolet Malibu on the inside, Chevrolet Monte Carlo on the outside, and the dirt track Convert looking to take the lead from the pavement veteran. And at the midpoint of the event, new leader is A.J. Poljak. The Keller cousins now second and third, Tracy and Denny. Matt Gardner in fourth. We told you there's a dirt car on the Speedway number 10. Poljak uses a specially built dirt car on Saturday nights and climbs behind the wheel of the number 2 only on occasion for pavement racing starts, and he could be headed for his first checkered flag on the asphalt as the Keller cousins make light contact in the battle for second. This time around, the white flag will wave. Could be a first checkered flag for both car and driver if Poljak can hang on to win this one over the Kellers. Final circuit for this first of 2 Charger Division heat races. Family battle rages on for second. And headed into turn number 4 for the first time in his pavement racing career. A checkered flag for A.J. Poljak in car 2, taking the win over former champion Tracy Keller. Cousin Denny Keller in 13, Matt Gardner in the 7. And Dan Duscheid taking the checkered flag in his first pavement start with a dirt track race car. 68 from Renfrew and the 12 of Roger Bryan from Smithton. Green flag is out. Early leader is Connellsville's Bill Oldham. We were 3 wide briefly in the battle for second. And the driver who comes into tonight with 2 straight feature wins, Mike Lemley from Dawson, in car 4 takes a spot away from Pittsburgh's Bob Garchak. And Oldham very loose out of turn 2, down to the grass, trying to correct, still trying to save it. And Oldham, who fought the car all the way from turn number 2, does a 180-degree spin and continues on. Green flag stays out. Welcome to the Bill Oldham Thrill Show, ladies and gentlemen. It was all elbows inside the 5 car, but we stay green flag racing on lap 2 of 6. New leader is Mike Lemley in the 4. defending champion and points leader Bob Garchak. So much improved this season in car 44, holds on to second. Kristen Etling in the 08 is third, holding off Ed Neidhart. Lemley continues to lead over Garchak, and then Kristen Etling in her second pavement start in the former Jimmy Stokes car as the white flag waves. Final time around, Dawson, Pennsylvania's defending track champion. In car number 4, Mike Lemley takes another checkered flag over Bob Garchak with a great run for second. Kristen Etling, Ed Neidhart, and Roger Bryan. '80, Stan Nodina, the rookie. 16, the all-time leading winner, Ed Deneen. 61, Ron Eifert III, and 44, Mary Catherine Shimko. Going 3 wide, it's Opachin in the 8 car tonight. The Stan Nodina 88 is actually driven tonight by Jarrett Opachin, as it'll be scored 8, takes over the 4th spot. Up front though, Paul Rosa, the Stan's Transmission 6 car, takes over the lead. He's won 2 consecutive features. These American Flyers cars are our entry level of competition, 4-cylinder street passenger cars, modified only for driver safety, competing on street tires. 4-cylinder front-wheel drive machines with automatic transmissions. Rosa leading Deneen. Those 2 guys have won more features than anybody else this season. And that 16 car in 2nd spot suffered a devastating crash last week, but Deneen has that car repaired and into 2nd spot as the points leader. Ed Sheltman now 3rd in the Buick number 20. Here comes the 61 of Ron Eifert III, passing fellow teenager Billy Schwartz in 31. Here comes Opachin in the 8. It looks like 88. We're going to call it 8. Opachin comes from a long line of dirt track racers, and he's now challenging for top 5 positions on lap 3 of 5. 5-lap heat race. Mary Catherine Shimko brings the Froggy 44 pit side as we have 1 lap remaining for Paul Rosa, the leader. Final time around, checkered flag will wave for the hottest driver in the division. Paul Rosa takes the win over Ed Deneen. Ron Eifert III will finish 3rd, Jarrett Opachin 4th, and Ed Sheltman by inches into 5th. Long from Rockwood, 37 Brandon Bittner, and 0 Deidre Petrie from Greensburg as the green flag is out. Super compact cars have been competing on a weekly basis for several years at the Jennerstown Speedway. And 2 weeks ago was their debut here at Motordrome. They'll be on the program for each and every event remaining in this season as the 23 of Surfloss out in front. In case you fans are not already aware, a big special event coming here to Motordrome Speedway Sunday, August 31st. A front-wheel drive enduro race, 100 laps, $1,000 to win on Labor Day Sunday at 7 o'clock. '23 of Zerfoss from Acosta, Pennsylvania, right down the road from the Jennerstown Speedway. leading the 83 of Matt Sever, the West Newton driver who just won the first feature in the history of this class at Motordrome. 27 is Steve Long. Halfway through this event, accompanying the Adoro race on August 31st, we're going to have a streetcar one-on-one. $200 to win for any street legal insured Pennsylvania vehicle. We'll tell you more about August 31st Sunday's events coming up a little bit later in the show tonight. Surfos in 23, looking to take his first checkered flag at Motordrome as Sever has won his first heat and first feature event. White flag signals final lap. 27 of Long, just a few car lengths out of the lead battle, and look at that challenge in turn one. Sever threw it in hard to turn number one, was not enough to challenge Surfos. And the checkered flag will wave as Eugene Surfos wins by less than a car length over Matt Sever, Steve Long, and Brandon Bittner. 68 is Jamie Shipley, 50 is Tony Manganello, and the green flag is out. Subway street stocks are underway for 20 laps. Early leader is Jason Holder in car 74. John Greenewald in the 12 closes up the distance. Contact up at the front. And Sean Phillips in the middle of the pack gets jostled around just a bit behind Chris Bailey. Looks like we're going to go 3 wide out of 4. Gabala, Heilman, and Nicola right there. And Gabala made a tremendous save after he got light rear bumper contact from Heilman. Very close racing, and 3 wide again on the back straight. 5 cars fighting for 1 position on the speedway. Nicola grabs 3rd. Phillips and Heilman split. Gabala fighting for 4th. Bailey is right there as well. Unbelievable subway street stock racing action. 69 of Nicola side by, and we got a problem in turn 2. Jimmy Stokes goes around. Looked like the 68 of Shipley might have been involved as well. As the green flag comes out with 18 laps to go, John Greenewald leads him to full speed in turn number 1. Look at all the bumper-to-bumper contact among the top 5. Heilman opens up the inside lane by exactly that tactic on the 31 of Phillips, but Phillips doesn't mind going to the outside. Oh, jam at the front of the field, 3 wide. 5 cars under a blanket nearly making contact. We're still 3 wide. Greenewald slows dramatically, turns the lead over to Holder, who gets contact from Nicola. Heilman on the inside, 3 wide. Unbelievable action on lap number 4. Early race leader now out of it, falling deep in the field. We've been 3 wide every lap so far in this event. Holder officially led 1 lap through that chaos. Now it's Heilman taking the lead and more 3 wide. Bailey Jr. is up to 2nd, passing Nicola, and now Holder's way off the pace. John Greenewald led 3 laps before slowing dramatically. Jason Holder leads 1 lap and slows dramatically. Bell Vernon's Jonathan Heilman is the new leader in car 15 and seeking his first street stock win. Chris Bailey Jr. is up to 2nd. And we got hard contact between Nicola and the points leader Phillips. Battle for 3rd. They locked up briefly, but prevented a spin by veteran. Saves in turns 1 and 2, and now we got a problem in turn 2. Caution flag will wave. And the 50, I'm not going to begin to call a number as they've switched numbers on those cars so many times. The driver is Dan Bellavance. And I'm told by the scorers that the car that looks like 05 tonight is being called 85, but we do know the driver is Dan Bellavance, who brings out the caution on lap 6 of 20. Bellavance, who moves up from the American Flyers division to drive a former Adam Kostelnik car. Sir at 1 point back to 6th as the green flag waves, 14 to go. Challenge for 3rd position again. When they made contact the first time, it was Phillips inside and Nicola outside. Now it's Phillips outside, and he is taking 3rd spot away from Nicola's Thunderbird. In the top 6 on the Speedway, only Chris Bailey Jr. in 2nd has not won a feature this season, as he has made only occasional starts in the race Symboli car, and he's got points leader Sean Phillips all over his back bumper, while Jonathan Heilman continues to lead on lap 8 of 20. Early race leader John Greenewald pulls pit side, and a challenge for 2nd. Teenager Bailey and veteran Phillips on the inside. And officially at the scoring line to begin working lap number 9, Phillips is the new runner-up. Nicola follows him to the inside of Bailey, and the challenge is now for 3rd. Bailey outside, Nicola inside, and Gabala in the 3 car trying to work his way back up. Jonathan Heilman leading at the midpoint of this event. 3 wins on the season. And for about half of 2008, Heilman was the points leader. He comes into tonight in 3rd place in the championship chase. And he is 16 points behind Sean Phillips, who rides 2nd on the Speedway. Nicola, who's 3rd on the racetrack, is 2nd in the points race. Working lap 12 of 20, Heilman leads Phillips and Nicola. Battle between Bailey and Gabala will be developing momentarily. That'll be for 4th position in front of Holder, who is now in 6th after leading a lap in this feature event. Although there are only 4 laps left, Sean Phillips in car 31 is closing very quickly on leader Jonathan Heilman, but he will run out of time unless there's a caution flag. Look at Phillips in turn 3, gaining another car length or so. 3 laps to go this time, and Phillips is clearly faster than leader Heilman, but will not have enough time to challenge for the lead perhaps. Will the lapped car of Dan Bellavance play into this scenario? 2 cars running away from the rest of the field, and the guy in 2nd is closing on the guy in 1st at the signal of 2 laps to go. Phillips has to go high to avoid Bellavance and loses a couple car lengths that time with 2 to go. See if he can make it up once again to challenge Heilman. And Jonathan Heilman very high in turn 4 as the white flag waves. Final time, Phillips has cut the lead down to 3 car lengths. Now Down the back straight, Phillips gains another length and looks to be closing in quickly on the rear bumper of Heilman. He does, and now it's a battle of inches. Phillips breaks loose, diving to the inside, cannot make the pass. Heilman wins the 4th of his career over Sean Phillips, Joe Nicola, Chris Bailey, and Teddy Gabala. Heilman receives a gift certificate for 2 6-inch fresh value meals, courtesy of Subway Restaurants. Jonathan, want to talk about the end of that race. Boy, the points leader was closing in a big hurry. Did you know somebody was there, and did you know who it was?
Yeah, I knew it was. The car was getting tight, and we've been fighting it for since the last win, actually. It's been horrible, but it's coming around now. It's like playing demolition derby out there. You're getting hit in the rear, hit him in the rear, back and forth. Sorry, Sean, but it's racing, I guess. But I'm just glad to be back in victory lane. It's been a long time.
Now, the first part of that race was the scariest I've ever seen. 3 wide for about 4 or 5 straight laps. In the driver's seat, is 3 wide fun as it is to us, the fans, or is that nerve-wracking?
Half the time you don't even know what's going on. You're just focused on racing. I mean, it's fun when you know what's going on, that's for sure.
And a chance to thank your sponsors.
I'd like to thank Nemacolin Woodlands Resort. They come on with me about 3 weeks ago. They've been a big help since. I'd like to thank my dad. He's been in the garage every week with me, fixing this thing. Like girlfriend, family, everybody in the stands tonight. And I also like to thank Stan Lasky for giving us that Wednesday practice out here. I appreciate it.
There he is for the 4th time in his career, Jonathan Heilman, who has one more thing to say.
I forgot Howie Bayless Photography. I'd like to thank him too.
Taking the picture in victory lane again, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Heilman. 18, Bill Rebar. 11, John Prabanich, and the green flag is out. Of Brian Shipp side by side with Tom Frank for the lead. Hoffman in 3rd, just like Shipp, seeking a career first win. Bumper-to-bumper contact along the inside lane as Brian Shipp continues to lead. Battle for second, wheel-to-wheel, it's Tom Frank and Lonnie Hoffman. 97 of George Nicola into 4th. Then the 04 of Bobby Shipp, older brother of the current leader, who's now looking to the inside of young Tom Frank. Of the top 4 drivers, only the 97 of Nicola has won this season, as Tom Frank now. We got a caution flag. Bill Rebar in the 18 in turn number 2 spins. The rookie in car 18 turns that machine around, and we have 17 laps remaining. Green flag is back out. Brian Shipp is back up to full speed, leading Lonnie Hoffman, George Nicola, and Bobby Shipp. And now the Shipp brothers, 1st and 3rd on the speedway, surrounding the hometown hero Lonnie Hoffman. Just behind that battle, it's Nicola and Kostelnik wheel-to-wheel. And it will be a Shipp brothers battle for the lead now on lap 5 of 20. Older brother Brian on the outside, dashing the hopes of younger brother for his first win, and Nicola nearly squeezed into the wall that time as Lonnie Hoffman moves around Brian Shipp. Up front, Bobby Shipp, the leader. Adam Kostelnik in 2nd. Scenario we've seen many, many times this season, working lap number 6. Best battle is for 3rd. Brian Shipp wheel-to-wheel with Lonnie Hoffman. And the Aero Automotive 58 claims 3rd position. Nicola, who was once much closer to the front, now back in 5th behind Brian Shipp. Working lap 7, Brian Shipp of Elizabeth, Pennsylvania in the 04. Feature winner last season and former Modified Rookie of the Year, trying to fend off the challenge of Adam Kostelnik, the 4-time champion and points leader. Kostelnik's win streak nearly unprecedented as he comes into tonight winning 7 straight features, and he is second by inches at the scoring line, second by a half car length on the back straight, but into turn 3, pulling dead even with leader Shipp. Shipp, who has led so many laps this season, but yet to find victory lane in 08. And it's Kostelnik by inches on lap number 9, scored as the leader, but unable to break free from Bobby Shipp's 04 car. Shipp, a former champion of the Charger division. Kostelnik, last year's Subway Street Stock champion as well as modified champ. And they make contact, flattening the tire of Bobby Shipp out of turn 4. Shower of sparks as Shipp will try to limp back to the pits, and we'll need a caution flag. A terrific lead battle ends with a cut tire on the 04 of Bobby Shipp after contact with Adam Kostelnik. Property, they are in the track office. Set of keys have been found. Midpoint of the event, Adam Kostelnik leads Lonnie Hoffman, George Nicola, and Brian Shipp. Kostelnik opening up a big lead over Hoffman, Nicola, Shipp, and now Harry Ofer challenging Shipp. In turn 4 that time, the 01 of Ofer broke loose just a bit. He was clamped right on the rear bumper of the 40 of Brian Shipp, last lap on the back straight. In turn 2, the battle for 6th spot is heating up, nearly making contact. The 0 of Chris Brink and the 6 of Tom Frank. Frank, a feature winner here this year. Brink seeking his first win in this division after years of competing in limited late models at Jennerstown. Working lap number 14. Side by side in the battle for 5th, and we got a caution flag. It's the 57 of Jim Nicola Jr. In turn 2, he now pulls away from the scene of that incident, but with 4 laps to go, we'll have a complete restart. Single file restart with 4 to go. Kostelnik the leader, Hoffman in 2nd. Nicola and Shipp, the Snavely Corporation and Pizza Hut, as the green flag waves with 4 laps to go. And down to the inside, but continuing on, Rick Huffman in the 9. Green flag stays out as he pulls away on the back straight. Gonna watch the battle for 4th with 3 laps to go. 40 of Brian Shipp and 01 of veteran Harry Ofer. Ofer now falls back 2-3 car lengths from challenging Shipp. And the leader has cut a tire. We got cars spinning in turns 3 and 4. Fluid may be on the speedway. We've got oil all over the racetrack. What a job by leader Adam Kostelnik to stay off the wall. Not so lucky. The 40 of Brian Shipp. The 97 of Nicola went around. They made contact as they spun, as there is apparently a fluid covering the speedway. Oh, we got more hard contact in turns 3 and 4. Chris Brink gets the worst of it as they stack up. Bobby Ship got hard into the Zero car after that flat tire change earlier. Now Ship's front bumper is dragging the front straight as he turned the Zero of Brink around. I don't think that was any one driver's fault, as they just stacked up in the middle of the field trying to get back on the loud pedal. Green flag is back out, and Brink is way off the pace as a result of that damage sustained just a second ago in the Zero car. And now Mike Obolinski has a problem. He breaks something on the 66, nearly collects Jim Nicola, does collect George Nicola. Obolinski, something must have happened to that car as he turned dead right coming out of turn 2. I don't think Nicola made hard contact, if any. The 97 car will pull away, and Jim Nicola nearly got a piece of that one. Chris Brink, as we've got 3 laps remaining. And Bill Rebar spins in turn 2, driving away from the scene. We may keep the green flag out if Rebar can fire that machine, and we need a caution flag. Another attempt at a restart. Kostelnik on the throttle. Hoffman close behind initially on this restart, then Ofer, Frank, and now Chris Brink in the top 5. And Kostelnik very loose in turn 4. Perhaps oil on the sneakers of all these race cars. Could be a treacherous 2 laps after that oil spill. The fluid on the speedway came from a cracked oil pan on the Rick Huffman number 9. And Kostelnik again slides through turn 4 this time. Heads to the white flag. And what seems like an unprecedented win streak will continue. The 4-time track champion driving for Viglione Motorsports, the current points leader out of turn 4. 8 feature wins in a row for Adam Kostelnik, getting the win over Lonnie Hoffman, Harry Ofer, Tom Frank, and Chris Brink. Well, Adam, your chief nemesis tonight was not another competitor. It was that racing surface. Tell us what it feels like to go into turn 3 and hit an oil slick.
First off, I'm going to start off by saying I don't know what Bobby Ship's mad about. That's just racing, you know what I mean? I bumped him, whatever, you know what I mean? What does he want me to move over and let him win? I just can't let that do that. He comes over and hits me after the race. That's not sportsmanlike at all. But the surface, I don't know what blew up, but man, it was a mess out there going down in turn 3, man. It was like riding on ice.
Could you see that down the back straight, or did it catch you by surprise as soon as you touched the brakes?
Caught me totally by surprise. I almost went in the outside wall, and like I said, it's pretty good right now, but you know what I mean, little slick coming off of 4, but you know what I mean, I did a good job cleaning it up, and yeah, like I said, that's just a little aggravating when someone comes up and hits you after the race.
Well, this is your 8th consecutive victory, and we're out of things to ask you. We know just about everything about Adam Kostelnik. This has to be something that you're going to remember for a long, long time. When you go home at night, do you expect to win the following Friday by this point?
No, I knew Ship was pretty good, you know what I mean? I guess he's just aggravated because he ain't won a race yet, but you know what I mean? Hey, that's the way it is, but this is happy birthday to Donna Viglione. It's her birthday today, but hats off to Harry Lazader, Buzzy and Donna, they own the car, Josie, Lou, Lazader Auto Service, Bowling Machine, TCI Circlematic, that's all.
There he is, an 8th straight win for Adam Kostelnik. And Todd Price in row 1, Mark Catone and Bo Glemba row 2, and the green flag is out. Todd Price to the early lead. He has led feature laps already this season in the quest for his first career win in NASCAR Super Late Models. Just behind him, side by side, Gregory Kelly in 44 and Bo Glemba in 78, side by side. Leading the first 2 laps aboard the Frankie Day Oldies Show, D&D Office Plus. Mann's Family 51 Motorsports Ford, Todd Price from Allen Bank, Pennsylvania. About 3 car lengths in front of the Froggy Radio. D&K Sales and Service 44 of Gregory Kelly. And look at the fight for third. Neil Brown is shuffled back as Mark Poole in the 96 makes a move around the 78 of Bo Glemba, who's very close to Wiltrout. They nearly make contact, and up to fourth goes the 95 of Gary Wiltrout, the former track champion. Glemba continues to slide back, having handling issues on the 78 car, allows Bobby Henry up into, and we got a big crash as Glemba into the back of Richard Mitchell. Mark Catone spins, Steve Black is involved. Something was amiss on the 78 of Bo Glemba, and Richard Mitchell was in the wrong place at the wrong time as that car shot across the speedway into Mitchell's 22. 40 laps completed, and the green flag is back out. Todd Price leading Gregory Kelly, Mark Poole, and Gary Wiltrout. Side by side for third, Wiltrout dives to the inside of Mark Poole. 2 of the hottest drivers of late, Poole and Wiltrout, slugging it out for third with Bobby Henry right there. But up front, a battle for the lead among combatants who have yet to win a feature in NASCAR's top level, the Pizza Hut Super Late Models. It's Todd Price out in front of Gregory Kelly. Ford versus Chevrolet up front, working lap 6 of 40. Wiltrout and Poole still glued together side by side. Price using the high side of the speedway to fend off the advances of 2-time former truck division champion Gregory Kelly in the Froggy 44. Look at this action at the front of the field. 2 rows, 2 wide, all the way around the half mile. Kelly on the inside of Price, Wiltrout on the inside of Poole. And Price hangs on to the lead by only inches officially at the scoring line as we begin to work lap number 8. That time both the leaders were up a half a lane on the speedway, and now make it 3 rows of NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models. 2 by 2 by 2 as Neil Brown moves to the inside of Bobby Henry. New leader on lap 9 is Gregory Kelly. The D&K Sales and Service Froggy Chevrolet 44 takes the point position from Todd Price. The Stone and Company Megan Ford number 95 of Gary Wiltrout into second spot now, just by half a car length over Price as we are 1/4 of the way through this feature. It's Bobby Henry and Mark Poole in 4th and 5th. Brown slipping back now as he is side by side with Beck for 6th position. And Henry climbs up a spot passing Todd Price to join his teammate Wiltrout in podium positions, working lap number 11 behind leader Gregory Kelly. Side by side for the 4th position, Mark Poole and Todd Price. Into turn 3 and 4, Price on the inside in car 96. Check that, Poole on the inside in car 96 as Poole takes the spot away from Price on lap 12. Up front, Gregory Kelly in car 44 and Gary Wiltrout in car 95. A heated lead battle working lap 13. Kelly has never won a NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Model feature. Wiltrout won the 2nd Pizza Hut 100 of his career last Friday and has teammate Bobby Henry close in tow with Mark Poole advancing. Fourth place driver Mark Poole was eliminated in a crash last week in the Pizza Hut 100. Prior to that, he had won 2 features in 4 weeks with car 96. Second place battle, side by side, the Paul Agrudo Motorsports Fords of Bobby Henry, the defending track champion in car 11 on the outside, and Gary Wiltrout, three-time winner this season on the inside. Working lap 16, Henry is now the runner-up. Leader Gregory Kelly of Connellsville, Pennsylvania, the protege of Bobby Henry, seeing his mentor in the rearview mirror as Kelly hopes for a career first win tonight. Gregory Kelly, the 2003 and 2004 Truck Division champion. Bobby Henry, the current points leader and defending track champion in the NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models. Henry's teammate Wiltrout hangs on to third. Mark Poole is fourth, the veteran from 84 Pennsylvania. Drivers in second through sixth on the speedway have all been to victory lane this season. Leader Kelly has never won in this division, and the Froggy 44 is still out in front. Next lap, we will see the crossed flags indicating the midpoint of this feature event. It's Kelly, Henry, Wiltrout, Poole, all racing very close together. Then 4 or 5 car lengths back to Neil Brown, the season's leading winner. And just behind him, last season's leading winner, Tommy Beck. And on lap 21, Gregory Kelly has increased his lead by a car length over his mentor, Bobby Henry. Again, Kelly seems to stretch out the margin just a bit on the back straight each lap. Henry gains ground in turn 4 each lap. And working lap 23 of 40, Bobby Henry makes a slight bobble in turns 1 and 2, and Kelly opens up a big lead down the back straight. Gary Wiltrout now within a car length or 2 of striking distance from taking the runner-up position from his teammate Henry. Action settles down just a bit. Gregory Kelly from Connellsville, the leader. Bobby Henry from Connellsville in second. Somerset's Gary Wiltrout in third. And from 84 Pennsylvania in fourth spot, the Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet number 96 of Mark Poole. Poole, who got his first 2 career Motordrome Speedway NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Model wins this season, just in front of Neil Brown in the 98. Leader Gregory Kelly soon to approach the 6 of Cody Quarrick to put him a lap down. It's clear that Kelly is best out of turn 2 and not quite as good in turn 4. On lap 27, Kelly moves to the outside of Quarrick. Down the back straight, Henry will also clear the 6, as does Wiltrout, as does Poole. And Gregory Kelly, who finished in the top 5 last Friday night in the Pizza Hut 100, opening up an advantage over his mentor Bobby Henry on lap 28. Wiltrout getting ever closer to the rear bumper of the 11, the similarly painted Stone & Company Megan Ford of Henry. Working lap number 31. Will Gregory Kelly become the 8th different winner in this ultra-competitive season of NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Model Racing at Motordrome? Positions unchanged inside the top 5, but just behind Neil Brown in 5th. Tommy Beck is threatening to get the number 60 car onto the scoreboard. The Stans Transmissions Monarch Oil Chevrolet number 60 of Tommy Beck was challenging the Richter Motorsports Hunter's Peterbilt Davies Ford 98 of Neil Brown. Brown, the only 4-time winner on the season. Now with 6 laps to go, Bobby Henry closes in ever closer to the rear bumper of Gregory Kelly's Chevrolet. Will Kelly add his name to the list that includes Paul Urso as a first-time NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Model winner this year? Light contact was just made in the battle for 3rd as Mark Poole backs off the hammer to allow Gary Wiltrout to gather up the 95 car after bumper-to-bumper tap in turn 1. And now with 4 laps to go, Kelly has stretched out his lead over Henry. Last Friday night in the Pizza Hut 100, leader Gregory Kelly was involved in a caution flag incident very early on in the going. He patiently worked his way back through the field to earn a top 5 finish in the Crown Jewel event of late summer. And now, just 7 days after that stellar performance, he is out in front of his teacher, Bobby Henry, and seeing the signal for 2 laps to go in the D&K Sales and Service Froggy Radio 44. Henry, with nearly 115 career feature victories, the defending champion, being schooled by his protege. And Kelly with a lead of 3-4 car lengths at the wave of the white flag. We could have an 8th different winner and another first-time visitor to Pizza Hut Victory Lane here tonight. Leading 2 former track champions into turns 3 and 4. The former truck division champion, for the first time winning in the NASCAR Super Late Models, Gregory Kelly takes the checkered flag over Bobby Henry, Gary Wiltrout, Mark Poole, and Neil Brown. An emotional victory lane. First of all, Gregory, to win your first NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Model feature, the guy behind you had to play a pretty big part in how you're feeling about this right now.
Pretty much. He helped me a lot to get here. Bobby Henry did.
Could you have imagined a win any better than beating Bobby Henry to the checkered flag by about a car length and a half?
Probably not.
You had a great run last week in the 100-lapper, coming home in the 5th spot. But tell us about your transition from trucks to these. You were a 2-time champion, and now this first victory coming. What kind of a transition was it for you in the cockpit?
It's a big learning curve. I mean, the chassis were the same, but it was a big learning curve for me. Just trying to get the handling and everything down.
Earlier this season, I know you had some mechanical problems, and there was a point where you were considering maybe even not bringing this team back to the Motordrome Speedway. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. We were missing a rear end here a couple weeks ago, and Bobby Henry had one sitting in the shop, and he loaned it to us so we can make the rest of the season.
Here's what you got to do in late model Victory Lane. You got to thank the sponsors and crew every time you pull into Victory Lane.
Oh yeah, I got to thank Henry Automotive, Froggy 98, D&K Sales and Service, Quality Support, and I got to thank my crew and thank the fans for coming out.
There he is, a first-time winner in the NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models. Ladies and gentlemen, Gregory Kelly. Pit side, allowing the Charger field to stack up behind Roger Bryan and Ed Neidhart for the green flag. Green is out. Neidhart leading lap number 1, and then side by side, Bryan and the 7 of Matt Gardner. Now Bryan falls back just a little bit. Neidhart led his first feature laps just a couple weeks ago in car 68, and he's back to the point position tonight. side by side for third. And look at Garchak crossed up on the back straight, spinning just in front of Poljak and collecting the rookie Kristen Ettling. The 4 of Mike Lemley barely squeezes through between Garchak and the outside wall. Ettling doesn't appear to have significant damage, but more visual impairment than anything else on the 08 car headed pit side. Visual impairment is the announcer's term for can't shut the hood. And Matt Gardner lead him back to the green. Gardner has not yet been to victory lane this season, as he and the 12 car behind him, Roger Bryan, both moved up just a couple seasons ago from the American Flyers, and now Bryan in jeopardy of losing third position to the 1 of Tracy Keller. Poljak on the bottom, squeezed in behind the 12 of Bryan, will lose a spot to the 4 of Lemley. Neidhart continues to lead. Ed Neidhart in car 68, who has blossomed recently into a front-running driver in the Charger division after years of having the teammate of Dustin Blank on board to tutor him. Now holding the lead by inches over the 7 of Matt Gardner on lap 3 of 15. They nearly made contact. Gardner falls back about 2 car lengths. But look at Tracy Keller in third, creeping up to make this a 3-car battle for the lead. Lemley and Poljak not far off in the top 5 as well. After Lemley in the 4 got by Poljak, the dirt track racer turned pavement, battles back on the outside and takes the 4th spot right back from the defending champion here on lap 5. Up front, a lead change as Neidhart has led the first 5 circuits. Matt Gardner squeezes around in turn 2 and is now in command of this event. The Westco number 7. Out in front officially of Neidhart, and Poljak passed the 4 of Lemley last lap. Now he's challenging former champion Tracy Keller for third. Poljak started deep in this field and gains 2 positions in 2 laps, passing a pair of former champions for third. Matt Gardner opens up a lead of 3 or 4 car lengths over Ed Neidhart. And now going to the bottom of Neidhart, the 2 of Poljak, they make contact, and Neidhart, the early race leader, spins to the inside, bringing out a caution flag. Who's won the last 2 is third, and the green flag is back out. Then it's Keller, Oldham, Bryan, and Neidhart. Seven of Gardner out in front of Poljak. Poljak started deep in this field. He's only made 4 or 5 starts on pavement. He's up to second in car 2. Lemley in car 4, the hottest driver of late and points leader, working lap number 8 of 15. Could have a 3-car fight for the lead as Tracy Keller falls back now several car lengths from that battle. Up front, the 7, the 2, and the 4. Area code racing in the first 3 positions. Light bumper-to-bumper contact between Lemley and Poljak. Anybody get that? Area code racing? You look at the scoreboard, it's 724. You get it? Anybody? Thank you very much. And stacking up behind the Dan Duscheid lapped machine, the leaders are going every which way. Points leader spins into the wall. Gardner winds up in second as Poljak takes the lead. Dan Duscheid in car 10, the lapped car, causing havoc among the leaders as they all attempted to follow him, stacked up behind then leader Matt Gardner. And the points leader, with a smiley face on the front of the four, pulls away from the spin on the front straight. Looks like very minimal damage to Mike Lemley's number 4, Matt Keller, as Lemley goes back to the tail of the field, which fortunately for him is not that far back. Bill Oldham is up to 4th. Then Neidhart in 5th, the early race leader. Poljak used the lap car as a pick to go 3 wide and take the lead. Now in clear racetrack, is Poljak as fast as leader Gardner? Twelve of 15 laps now completed. Gardner with almost no breathing room between himself and the 2 of A.J. Poljak. Chevrolet Monte Carlo leading Chevrolet Malibu. Poljak looking for a career first win. Gardner looking for his first win of this season. Both of those drivers dirt tracking the car out of turn 4. 2 laps to go now. And Poljak in car 2. In position 2, with 2 to go, looking to the outside of Gardner. Gardner of the MAG Racing Team. His teammate Oldham now up to 4th. And in turn 4, very close racing as the white flag comes out. This is the final time around for the Chargers. Poljak tried an inside move, now trying the inside again. The leaders touch. Gardner spins on the final lap. Caution flag comes out, and Poljak in the 2 car could inherit the lead here, as we will have a green-white checkered finish after the spin of Gardner from the lead on the final circuit. Pieces, including that last case of both the leaders tangling on the final lap. Now we got Oldham sideways in second spot as Keller leads, and this will turn into a 16-lap feature event because of that late race caution flag. Challenge for 3rd, Lemley and Neidhart going at it. Oldham is now faded from the rear bumper of Keller's number 1 car. White flag, this will be the final time around. We thought that moments ago also. The former division champion, who has yet to be in victory lane in 2008, with a big lead into turns 3 and 4, the driver of car number 1, Tracy Keller, takes the checkered flag over Bill Oldham, Ed Neidhart, Mike Lemley, and Matt Gardner. A Subway gift certificate and Wise potato chips among the contingency prizes collected by our winner. Tracy Keller, I got to tell you, I'm really surprised we haven't talked to you yet this season down here.
Yeah, we ain't had the best car here. We've been working on it and trying to keep the fenders straight on it, but we're not doing too good of a job.
And how about a chance to thank all the sponsors and crew?
I got to thank everybody that helped me this past weekend. My brother Vic, Mike Lemley, the one that drives the race car, Mike Lemley. Who am I forgetting? Denny, BK Electric, 70 Industries, Walter Andrzezik, just every Go Fast Racing Vinyl. I got to thank Gary Ankrum for that. Hey, there's Dave and there's Bruce up there. Okay, I guess that's about it.
There he is in victory lane for the first time this season, former champion Tracy Keller. Green flag is out, 8 laps for the American Flyers feature. Early leader is Ron Eifert III in car 61. Eifert won a Young Guns feature event a couple of years ago among only teenage racers, and then this year got his first win in the American Flyers. Look at the 6 of Paul Rosa threading through traffic after starting at the back of the pack. He's ready to pass Opachin for second. Rosa moves into second, and the car that looks like number 88 is being scored as 8. And that's Opachin, who loses a spot to Deneen. The 16 car of Ed Deneen that was so badly damaged in a crash last week returns to action, now challenging Rosa for second with Eifert out in front. It's Eifert, Rosa, Deneen, a trio of Chevrolet Cavaliers, leading a Dodge Shadow and a Buick in 5th for Sheltman. In 6th spot, the States Tire and Wheel 31 of Billy Schwartz. And look at the fight for second. They're side by side for second, and all the while they're gaining on leader Eifert. It's Rosa in 6, Deneen in 16, Eifert in 61. I predict this feature will be won by a car with a 6 on the door. 3 wide for the lead on the front straight. Rosa on lap 5 of 8 is out in front by inches. Now it's Deneen who gets out in front by a couple of car lengths, and Eifert in 61 battles back to the inside of Rosa. Opachin, the rookie, in 4th, not far behind all of this. Deneen now with a big lead as fighting for second. It's Eifert and Rosa. Drivers in the top 3 have all been to victory lane this season as the white flag waves. Final time around, second place is anybody's race. Up front, it looks like it will be the points leader and former champion, adding to his division-leading win total. In turn number 4, with significant repairs made after last week's crash, Ed Deneen takes the checkered flag, and look at this, 3 wide for second. Ron Eifert gets the second spot by inches over Paul Rosa and the 88 of Jared Opachin. Has to be very satisfying because of what happened last week. Tell us everything you had to do to this race car from last Friday till now.
Well, it wasn't easy. We took it down. We had to put on a frame machine and yank the front of it. And we there Tuesday to Wednesday to get it back, and then we spent, me and Sal, and the rest of my brother, got over there and we worked on it all Wednesday night. And I worked on it the last night to get it right. And we got it back together. It's not painted real well, and it's not the car it used to be.
Well, you better thank all those sponsors whose names would normally be on the hood and the side of this car.
Yeah, Swissvale Music, Antique Auto Appraisals, Lamar Kitchens, Metro Construction, Swissvale Pro Sound. Thank all them guys. Advanced Automotive. See how he remembers. Alternative Power Source. Okay, and all these people staying with pizzas.
There he is, another feature win for Ed Deneen, ladies and gentlemen. Rosa, after an 8-lap feature, tagged the tail of this one with the Super Compacts, and the green flag is out. Petrie in the 0, feeling a challenge from Steve Long going side by side with Sever, but it's actually the 37 of Brandon Bittner taking second. With all that action in second, third, and fourth, Zerfoss from Acosta, Pennsylvania opens up a big lead. 37 in second, Brandon Bittner. 0 of Deidre Petrie is third. 27 of Steve Long fighting for fourth with the 83 of Matt Sever. Ed Deneen in 16, who just won the American Flyers race, and the 6 of Paul Rosa. The primary differences in these cars from the American Flyers is manual transmissions and performance computer chips. The manual transmissions not only allow for better gearing, but are also a couple 100 pounds lighter. And look at Zerfoss pulling away from the field. Look at the battle for second now. Deidre Petrie, the Greensburg driver. She's got a win at Jennerstown this year. She's challenging Bittner for second spot. Up front, it's a Ford Pro. Battle for second. It's a Dodge Neon. Here comes the Chevy Cavalier, the 83 of Matt Sever from West Newton. Oh, this time Bittner slides the car up the racetrack, loses a couple of positions. Working lap 6 of 15. Zerfoss way out in front of the field. Then Petrie, Sever, and the 27 of Long. And Petrie goes way up the racetrack in second spot, allowing a 3-wide battle down the front straight. Long, Sever make contact. Petrie holds the outside lane. Sever dancing along the apron of the speedway as we're on lap 9 of 15. They're now side by side instead of side by side by side. And Sever, who won the earlier feature tonight, the rain-out makeup race, is up to second after Petrie made the error in turn 4, and Long is still right there in car 27. With 4 laps to go, the 23 of Eugene Zerfoss, the defending track champion at Jennerstown Speedway, has a straightaway lead nearly on the 83 of Matt Sever from West Newton. The Martinelli's Auto Cavalier in second, trying to hold off the Dodge Neon of Steve Long. Long is a 2-time winner at Jennerstown this year. Two laps to go, the signal given this time to the 23 of Eugene Zerfoss. White flag waving, and the battle for second heats up. It's all Zerfoss up front, but Long and Sever going at it for the runner-up position, and Long takes that spot away in turn 1. Sever battles back on the back straightaway. They'll be side by side in 3 and 4, but up front, the second race in super compact history at Motordrome will be won by Eugene Zerfoss from Acosta, and by inches, Matt Sever gets the second position over Steve Long, with Deidre Petrie and the 37 of Brandon Bittner completing the top 5. Well, Mr. Zerfoss, what do you think of the Motordrome Speedway?
I like it. I do. It's a little bumpy, but it suits my driving. I'm used to being loose, and it works. Heat race and first feature, I was too loose. The brakes weren't working, and thanks to Steve Long, my best friend back there, we got the brakes working, and it handled great.
Now, you're a former champion at the Jennerstown Speedway. Does that mean that you'll be racing for points here these last 3 or 4 shows at Motordrome?
If we're running for points, I'm going to be here. I mean, I got to thank Stan, wherever Stan is. Thanks for inviting us. Stan has schooled me and Steve, trying to get me settled down, and it's helped tremendously. And Stanley, wherever you are, thank you. And thanks for inviting us, and thanks the fans for supporting the track.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Eugene Zerfoss.